Mityana Mubende Kyakatebe wano. Luguudo naye rubi nnyo, bakole oluguudo balumale. Oluguudo balumale lugenda kututtira abantu. Motoka taxi yonna yiino. Taxi yonna yiiyo abantu baweddemu bonna bafudde bonna. Bonna bafudde.
8 people died and 4 others sustained injuries following a fatal road crash involving motor vehicle UB2 154R, a Toyota Hiace, and UBE 535S, and a Isuzu bus belonging to Link Bus Company. The crash occurred yesterday on the 8th of February 2026 at Kyakatebe village along the Mityana Mubende highway in Kassanda District. It was at approximately 6 p.m. in the evening. And according to preliminary investigations, the crash occurred when the driver of the Toyota Hiace, who was traveling from Mityana towards Mubende, attempted to overtake another motor vehicle at Kyakatebe village and ended up colliding with an oncoming Isuzu bus. The collision resulted in the instant death of 6 passengers, while 2 others later succumbed to their injuries. All the deceased were occupants of the Toyota Hiace. 4 other passengers also occupants of the Toyota Hiace. So no one was injured in Link bus. And the injured were rushed to the nearby health facilities for medical attention.
On Sunday evening, as residents of Kassanda District prepared to wind down their day, tragedy struck along one of the region's busiest transport routes. A devastating road accident at Kyakatebe Trading Centre claimed at least 6 lives, leaving families shattered, communities in shock, and authorities once again raising concerns about road safety. The crash involved a public taxi and a Link Bus Company passenger bus. What started as an ordinary journey for dozens of passengers quickly turned into a nightmare that many survivors will carry with them for the rest of their lives. According to preliminary police reports, the accident occurred in the evening hours, a time when visibility often begins to reduce and traffic along major roads remains heavy. The taxi, registration number UBQ154R, was traveling towards Mubende district, transporting passengers believed to be returning home after a long day of work and business activities. At the same time, the Link Bus Company bus, registration number UBE535H, was traveling in the opposite direction, carrying passengers on what was supposed to be a routine journey. But within seconds, both vehicles would collide in a violent head-on crash. Police investigations indicate that the taxi driver attempted to overtake another vehicle. Overtaking, especially along busy highways, remains one of the most dangerous maneuvers for drivers. When done without clear visibility or adequate judgment, it can easily lead to catastrophic consequences. Witnesses say the taxi suddenly moved into the lane of oncoming traffic. The Link bus, already approaching from the opposite direction, had little or no time to react. The result was a forceful collision that destroyed parts of both vehicles and trapped passengers into the wreckage. Rescue efforts began almost immediately as nearby residents rushed to the scene. Some survivors were pulled from the mangled vehicles, while others remained trapped, awaiting professional rescue teams. Emergency responders and police officers later arrived and coordinated the evacuation of victims. Authorities confirmed that at least 6 people lost their lives in the crash. Several others sustained serious injuries, and were rushed to Mityana General Hospital for urgent medical treatment. The bodies of those who perished were transported to Kiganda Health Center IV mortuary for postmortem examinations and identifications. Police from the Wamala Region quickly responded to the scene and launched investigations into the circumstances surrounding the accident. Wamala Region Police spokesperson, Senior Superintendent of Police Lamek Chikosi confirmed details of the incident, explaining how the crash unfolded and the response efforts that followed.
We have registered a nasty fatal road crash at Kyakatebe, that is in Kassanda District, along Mityana Mubende Fort Portal Road. A taxi registration number UBQ figure 154R, which was being driven from the direction of Mityana heading towards Mubende. Its driver, on reaching Kyakatebe, attempted to overtake an unknown vehicle, not knowing that there was an overcoming bus from the direction of Mubende heading to Mityana. The bus registration number UBE figure 535H, green in color, of Link Bus Company, had a head-on collision with the taxi, locally known as a drone. You can imagine the impact of a bus and a taxi at a high speed. It has been very disastrous on the passengers of the taxi. 6 of them have died on spot. Many have gotten injured, and our police, working with the local residents who came to rescue our people who were trapped in the wreckage, managed to evacuate the victims on a police vehicle to Mityana General Hospital, where an unidentified number is up to now receiving treatment for various serious injuries sustained in this accident. The 6 bodies have been evacuated from the scene after being cut from the wreckage, and they have been taken to Kiganda Health Center IV mortuary.
Road accidents remain one of Uganda's leading causes of death and injury. Over the years, authorities have repeatedly warned motorists against reckless driving behaviors such as speeding, dangerous overtaking, fatigue, and driving under the influence of alcohol. Transport experts say overtaking is responsible for a significant number of fatal road crashes across the country. On roads where lanes are narrow and traffic volume is high, even a momentary miscalculation can result in disaster. For many families affected by the Kyakatebe crash, the tragedy represents more than just statistics. It marks the sudden and painful loss of loved ones whose journeys ended unexpectedly. Local residents who arrived at the accident scene described it as one of the worst crashes they had witnessed in recent years. Some recounted hearing loud crashing sounds, followed by cries for help from injured passengers. Others joined rescue teams, helping to pull survivors from the wreckage and offering first aid before ambulances arrived. Community leaders in Kassanda District have expressed concern over increasing road accidents along the Mubende-Mityana highway. They are calling for stronger road safety enforcement, better driver training, and increased public awareness campaigns. Police say investigations into the crash are still ongoing. One of the key concerns raised by authorities is the conduct of both drivers involved in the accident. Reports indicate that immediately after the crash, the drivers of both the taxi and the bus fled the scene. Such actions, police say, complicate investigations and delay justice for victims and their families. Authorities are now appealing to members of the public to provide any information that could help identify and apprehend the 2 drivers. Police believe witnesses or individuals familiar with the vehicles or drivers may hold critical information that could assist in the ongoing investigations.
The 2 drivers immediately after causing this undesirable scenario, they both fled the scene. Nobody knows their identity. Efforts are being made to have the two apprehended to give us an account of what they didn't do. Probably if they had done it, we would not have gotten such a scenario and would not have lost dear lives in such circumstances. We want to appeal to the owners of these vehicles, the Link Bus Company and the owner of this taxi, to help us have their drivers properly profiled by police and apprehended so that they can help us in the investigations we are handling right now. We share our sympathy with the bereaved families of the people who have perished in this accident, and we appeal to our people who have had people traveling on this road this evening to probably make a call. If your person does not answer, and you are very much aware that he left proceeding to Mubende or Fort Portal, check on him. And if he does not answer, please, you can either check to Mityana General Hospital where that person could be undergoing treatment, or the worst part can be checking to in Kiganda Health Center IV mortuary. We share our sympathies with the bereaved. Everything is being done to ensure that this accident is investigated to a logical conclusion. The road has been opened to other road users. The wreckage has been removed from the road and has been towed to our police station in Kassanda.
Road safety advocates emphasize that accountability plays a key role in preventing future accidents. When drivers are held responsible for reckless behavior, it sends a strong message to others who may be tempted to ignore traffic regulations. Meanwhile, health officials at Mityana General Hospital continue to monitor the condition of survivors receiving treatment. Medical teams are working around the clock to stabilize patients who sustained serious injuries, including fractures, internal bleeding, and trauma-related complications. For the families of those who lost their lives, the grieving process has only just begun. Funeral arrangements are underway as relatives and friends struggle to come to terms with the sudden loss. Local religious leaders and counselors have also stepped in to offer emotional and psychological support to affected families and survivors. Across Uganda, stories like the Kyakatebe tragedy are unfortunately becoming familiar. According to national traffic reports, thousands of road accidents are recorded each year, resulting in significant loss of life and economic impact. Experts argue that addressing road safety requires collective responsibility. Drivers must observe traffic rules, passengers must demand safe driving, and authorities must strengthen enforcement and infrastructure development. Simple measures such as observing speed limits, avoiding reckless overtaking, maintaining vehicles, and staying alert while driving can significantly reduce the risk of accidents. For residents of Kassanda District, Sunday evening will be remembered as a painful reminder of how fragile life can be and how quickly tragedy can strike. As investigations continue, authorities hope that lessons from this incident will help prevent similar tragedies in the future. Police are urging everyone with information related to the accident or whereabouts of the drivers involved to report to the nearest police station or contact the Kassanda District Police offices. The hope is that justice will be served and that stronger road safety awareness will emerge from this heartbreaking event. The road at Kyakatebe has since returned to normal traffic flow, but for many families, life will never be the same again. The memory of those who lost their lives will remain, serving as a solemn reminder for the importance of road safety and responsible driving. This is not just a story about an accident, it's a story about lives interrupted, families broken, and a community left searching for answers. As Uganda continues to develop its transport networks and increase connectivity across regions, ensuring road safety must remain a national priority, because behind every statistic is a human life, a family, and a future that could have been. Story compiled by Mayengo Godfrey, Uganda Radio Network, Kassanda District.